Welcome to Story Time at the Ruba. It's a weekly podcast where we discuss Bonnaroo Music and Arts Festival. I'm Brooklin.
I'm Daniel.
And I'm Sharla.
Brooklyn, what was that sound a second ago?
I'm making you a drink.
She's making me a drink. We're trying something a little different. There may be a weirdness in the audio this week because we have decided that we're putting the microphone on the kitchen counter while we're fixing dinner together. This seemed like a good idea for something to do like post-Thanksgiving, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what are we having for dinner over here, Charles?
It's going to be some summer sausage with spinach and mushrooms.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I actually got the recipe from Lindsay.
Lindsay?
Yes.
Yeah, Lindsay from Roof Fitness and the guy with the mini roof farm. He's actually given us a number of different recipes for good things,
he
right?
has, yes.
Yeah, we need to hook him up one of these days.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Brooklyn.
Look at this.
Brooklyn, come to this microphone and tell us what you just made for us.
I mixed pumpkin butter.
Pumpkin butter?
Pumpkin butter, pumpkin pie spice, cinnamon, and eggnog together.
Ooh, this is good. Thank you. This is delicious. Do you like eggnog? A couple of years ago, you told me you weren't a big fan.
I never said that.
You never said that?
In my life. I've always been a fan of eggnog.
Misremembered that. Cheers.
You're mixing me with Chelsea, man.
We'll go there a different day. Brooklyn, tell us what you were up to this Thanksgiving. Did you have a good Thanksgiving? What'd you go do?
I fell through a window.
Come here, tell us about it.
I fell through a window. I was playing with my niece, and then I leaned back to catch my breath. And turns out I leaned back on the window, and I fell right through it.
You called me Thanksgiving night, and I was like, wait, can you run that by me again? What happened? You fell all the way through?
Yeah. Yeah. And it was my aunt's husband's side of the family, so I didn't know anyone. It was about 80 people just staring at me.
You should have just been like, that's what I do. I break windows. It's like some kind of WWE situation.
God, it was... It was interesting.
Yeah? What else have you been up to? How are things going over at Straight to L?
Wonderful. I'm still waiting for some Bonnaroo folks to come see me.
We learned that a lot of your coworkers have been to Bonnaroo in the old days.
Most of all of them.
You had a good point that we should do an episode where we just talk with them.
Yeah.
Because some of those guys that you worked with went in ye olden days, like in the Wook Jam Band days, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need to find out about that.
The general manager went to the first 2, I think he said.
Oh yeah, I talked to him about that a while back. Okay, we're going to have to bring the whole rig over there to the speakeasy at Straight to L and talk with him at some point.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
They'll be like, why?
Why
I don't even
not?
like doing Ella's TikToks.
Y'all have a great TikTok. I've seen you on there a number of times. Charlotte, come tell us what you were up to this Thanksgiving.
All right, I'm coming.
Here she comes. Well, I can fill in for her while she's getting everything set up over here. So we went over to her dad's house, and I had a great time with our niece and nephews, fooling around with them and eating with them. And then our niece Lacey came back with us. We mentioned on a previous episode that me and Charlotte were looking for something good to do on Thanksgiving weekend. Well, I'll tell you this. Later in this episode, we're talking about people coming to Bonnaroo for the first time. Things are better when you take someone who has never experienced anything. So we've been to Nashville a million times, but we took Lacey this year to do some stuff. You want to tell them about it?
Tell them about what we took Lacey to?
Yeah, just normal stuff, but to her it was new.
Okay, we took Lacey to Forecastle.
Well, that was earlier this summer. I'm talking about it for Thanksgiving.
Oh, my bad. All right,
Yeah.
we took Lacey to the Opryland Hotel to let her see the lights.
Yeah.
And we took her to the Opryland Mall. And Lacey is not very impressed with things.
She was impressed with that.
But she only liked the lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She loved the Opryland lights.
Yes. She likes sparkly things.
Can I confess to something that we did that we shouldn't have? Is it okay?
Oh, yeah. That's fine.
So, people around Nashville, you probably already know about this. You can go in the Opryland Hotel and see the fancy Christmas lights. Well, this year they started checking people at the door. Did I tell you about this, Brooklyn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're coming in the back door, there's a guy that's checking to see if you actually have a hotel reservation or an expensive ticket for that whole Holiday on Ice deal. But we snuck in. I just pretended like we were with a big family that was going in because I was I told this kid I was taking her to see the Christmas lights. I'm taking her to see the Christmas lights. So just I plead the fifth if this gets out further than this podcast.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But you had a good Thanksgiving, Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Well, we hope you all did get to spend time with friends and family. Did you know, Brooke, that there was some Bonnaroo tea that came out in the past week or two. Yeah.
Is it Earl Grey?
No, it is.
Chai?
It is not.
Is it dirty chai?
No, it's not Captain Picard kind of tea.
Oh.
It's like no, like gossip. So this came out after I spoke with Taco. We did a bonus episode with him last week. Me and him cut up for about a half hour or so. So there were some confirmations for who's going to be playing. Have you heard about this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you already did? So we're getting Grizz. He was the first Recluse, and that was confirmed by Festival. Which, by the way, he's working with Bonnaroo this year. So if something comes from him, that's happening. And then Odessa, but we pretty much already knew that.
I'm ready.
Are you excited for Grizz? Me and you are going to see him twice within the span of a couple of months.
I'm ready for it all.
You know, I kind of think he might have a bigger set at Okie because he's technically headlining there.
Yeah, we got to get close.
We're going to get close, yeah. Charlie, you got any thoughts on the two confirmed so far?
Do I have any thoughts on the two confirmed?
Yeah, how do you feel about, because Odessa's going to be number one on their day, it sounds like.
Honestly, I mean, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Wait, in 2019, didn't we have Grizz and Odessa both?
Was
Because I remember
Grizz there?
the Grizz Super Jam, or was that 2018 that
I-
we had the Grizz Super Jam?
My memory is fuzzy because the pandemic and multiple apocalypses.
Same.
But I remember Odessa for sure because I was there.
I remember the Grizz Super Jam. I didn't go see Grizz, but we went to the Grizz Super Jam and we couldn't hear anything.
I don't think I even went.
You were there. We were all
Was
in
I?
our onesies.
I have no memory of this, maybe
I'll
for
have
different
to-
reasons.
I'll have to refresh it.
I remember going to see Flume last time, and we were disappointed that the audio was not that great. And it was Flume covering Flume by playing Play on the laptop. I mean, I love Flume, but I was kind of let down by that set. to be
Flume
honest.
covering Flume. He just went up there and pushed play.
I mean, it felt like it. Brooklyn just took a shot. Are you okay?
I'm in pain.
It's bowling.
It's
boiling
bowling.
over.
Yeah, we're doing this live while we're cooking dinner. But yeah, that's been fun. Charlotte,
Yes.
do you want to give us an update on how things are going with the group camp?
The group camp. Okay, so we have, in our group me message thing, move out of the way of the camera.
Yeah. Oh, I'm in the way of the camera.
Yeah,
Okay.
ooh. We're recording this.
Whatever she says.
So in the group me, which is where we're planning it all out, we're discussing it, etc. We have about 34-ish people have joined that, but I know there's more people camping with us that have not joined that. And there's about 5-ish people that have paid their dues. I mean, I haven't even technically paid my dues. So that's, you have forever, to pay your dues. You've got a long while to pay your dues.
When you mean the dues, you mean the FIVO thing.
The FIVO dues,
Yeah.
yes. So it's going great. I mean, we're starting to plan it. Everything's going really good. So if you want to join camping with us, just be sure that you're prepared to take on a role, that you're prepared to be active in the group, that you're prepared to help out, that you want to actively participate in the group. I mean, that's the main thing. I mean, I was really inspired by what I saw, at Burning Man. Like, I've discussed, many times before. So just be sure that you're actively prepared to take on something. If you want to camp with us, if you want to join our group, that's really the main thing.
And we want to make sure that it's small jobs, and I'm going to do everything that I can
right.
to make sure that most of everything is done by the time that Cinderoo opens on Thursday.
Exactly. And those jobs, I think, Daniel, didn't you make a list over here?
Yeah, do you want to just give them a couple of
Sure.
examples? There will probably be a few more added, but tell them kind of what we're looking for.
Sure, I mean, kind of what we're looking for, and we did send out a survey, and we did have a lot of people sign up for things already. Not that it's limited to this, or not that you have to do this, that, or the other.
Drink was delicious, bro.
But registration, parking passes, parking passes, helping with registration, helping with the parking passes, helping with planning the events, which is the events that Daniel puts on Tuesday and Wednesday, which is something that he's been needing help with for past couple of
Probably.
years.
Can I intervene and tell them real quick about what's going to happen this year?
Sure.
So the Tuesday and Wednesday events will be very, very similar to what we did last year. Pretty much 80% of it will be the same. We're going to do a DJ night for campground DJs on Tuesday. And I think Mitchell is going to do his late night poetry variety show after that. We are looking at 2 new events this year. We want to do speed friending / dating. And Sharla's trivia contest also. And
Yes.
I think we're going to have
Yes.
prizes
Wait,
for
y'all
that.
trying to do a speed date?
Yeah, have I not told you about this?
No.
Okay, well I can tell you and other new listeners also. So,
Let's listen to the podcast, Bruce.
Yeah, listen to the podcast, Brooklyn. Okay, so here's the idea. I had a couple of conversations with people last year. She's shaking up a drink if you hear anything. There he goes. I had a couple of conversations with people last year that ended up being third-wheeled because the people they came with were couples or something like that.
Right.
They were bummed out that other people found their Rubu and they didn't. So I feel like everybody should have an equal shot.
Dude, that's such a good idea.
Yeah, so
Right.
it's going to be. We'll figure out the details of it later, but we'll give everybody 5 minutes. You talk with somebody, see if you hit it off. Either as you're going to go on a Rue date, or you're just going to be friends, or whatever. It's just a way to break the ice and get people to meet one another and see if anything happens, right?
Yeah.
We'll have more details on that. She needs something. We're in the process of having drinks and putting dinner together here. But also, the big thing is, of course, we will get a band or a big EDM act, whoever it may be, thank you, Brooklyn, to play for us on Wednesday as we have for years. We'll get like a campground DJ to open for them or something like that. Of course, last time we had Flip Turn. We're going to see them at Oki, by the way.
Heck
Yeah, I can't wait to hang with them. Shout out to Ada. She went to go see him the other night at the Nashville
Really,
show.
shout out to Flip Turn. They're killing it
Hell
right
Yes,
now.
yes,
That new
yes.
album is just, there's not a bad song on it, and I've just been listening to it nonstop. They were one of my top artists on Spotify rap. I was like so happy
Same, yeah.
because like we met them. That's so cool. They're just so down to
You know,
earth.
it's the same deal with like Repeat that played for us in the pre-pandemic times.
Right.
When we get these bands, they're small font on the poster, but then it seems
blow
like
up, yeah.
it seems like they blow up right after. I can't take any credit for that, but I'm so happy for them.
So back to the group.
Anyway, tell them about
A
that.
camp greeter. Someone could be a camp greeter.
Well, Cole, I guess.
On-site logistics, which means actually helping park people when they get on site. Someone to help with the common area. Someone to actually help set up the common area, which is where the bar would be. Someone to help with the food. Someone to be we've got a bartender. We've already got a couple of bartenders.
Brooklyn wants to help.
Well, also, our buddy Dave is going to be coming with the monkey bar.
Yeah.
Photographer, videographer, someone to help with marketing, and obviously someone to help you clean up the area.
Yeah.
That's very important.
We may have
obviously.
more. I talked with everybody in our group me. I said we probably have our first planning meeting the week between Christmas and New Year's, when things are real super slow and everybody's just chilling out. So we'll discuss it more. But Charlotte, where can they get in on this if they want?
Okay, there is a link on our LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
We're
No.
on LinkedIn. We're professional.
I'm sorry. There is a link on our
She's
link
had a
tree.
drink.
On our link tree. So if you go to Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, anything, and you hit up our link, that's going to go to Linktree, and the link to our group me is going to be in there.
I probably shouldn't mess with it too much because she's holding a giant knife while we're cooking dinner over here.
Yes. Damn. So just hit up our link in our bio. Just hit up our link in our bio. It's the easiest way for me to say it.
Yeah,
And it
like
literally
that's on Twitter, Instagram,
Yes.
any social media.
It literally
LinkedIn.
says Rubus Group Camp.
And LinkedIn for the professional shouties.
Oh my
LinkedIn for the
gosh.
professional job.
Yeah.
You know what I want to do?
What?
I want to get a bunch of blow up like chairs and couches. Like you know how Monkey Bar had. I mean, they're gonna bring theirs obviously, but when we were kids, they had these fancy, not fancy, but these little blow up chairs. Like
Yeah.
I had a Spider-Man one. I want to get a bunch of those.
Like the
And,
kids?
beanbag
Oh,
chairs.
like the early 2000s
for
area.
the common area, just make it real 90s.
Early 2000s era or late 90s era, like the see-through inflatable with sparkles.
Get a whole faux fur rug. What are those raggedy rugs that are tied together? I have one of those actually.
I think we got something around
I
here.
might bring it.
Okay. All right, we're going to break because Sharla and I are going to edit in some stuff that we recorded over Thanksgiving. We talked with some very cool people. We talked with her dad about a concert that he went to back in the 70s. And we also talked with our niece Lacey a little bit. So we're going to cut to that, have fun with that, and thank our Patreons, and then we'll be back.
All right, so I'm here with my dad today. It's Thanksgiving, and we're going to talk to him about the time he went to see Kiss in 1976 in Huntsville at the Von Braun Civic Center, as it was known at the time.
Is that what year it was? 77?
I'm pretty sure it was 76 or 77 because I found the poster for it.
It was Kiss and Albatross.
No, it was Kiss and Dr. Hook.
Oh, okay. Well, I did not have the poster for it. I was incorrect. All right, so tell us.
What happened when you went?
Yeah, what happened when you went?
Just sit down and watch them play up music.
You told us something crazy
Now,
happened when
you've
you
told
went
us
in.
more than that before.
They started to cancel that thing.
Why'd they cancel it? Or why'd they start to cancel it?
Because they had glass doors there and they done pushed them in. That dang furnace is fixing to break.
Well, why were they fixing to break?
Because people was pushing on them. It was that packed in there.
Was it sold out?
Double sold out.
They sold too many tickets?
I was just thinking, well, if a man got sick or had to use the bathroom, he would have to do it in his pants there because you couldn't get out of there.
But you finally got in, though, right?
Yeah, I got in. I was lucky. I was with three pretty good sized old boys. They helped them all for me.
Where did y'all sit at when you got in?
Just in a row of seats, sir.
Well, I know that. How close was it to the stage?
We was in the balcony stage.
Oh, way back
Oh,
Was that when they had all the fireworks and everything? When they were in the black and white costumes?
It was black and white. They had a bunch of stuff. I don't know, it's fireworks, you know.
Anything else crazy happen in there?
One passed out down there. He said they're going to have to stop playing music if they didn't back off, you know. Mothering them down there.
Oh, they were like real crowded down at the bottom and on the floor?
That little kid wasn't no bigger than her running around dressed up.
Really?
Yeah.
They were dressed like Kiss?
Yeah.
And they had the makeup on and everything?
Yeah. We're sitting there and they started passing that dang Millie down the line. I said, "Geez, damn." I just went back like this.
You said no?
No, I just went like this.
Pass it to the next guy?
I guess they did, you know, I don't know what to do. I know as soon as I got a break, I got my ass out there and went to come home.
But you had a good time, though?
Huh?
You had a good time, though?
Yeah, I was watching them musicians, you know, Kiss, you know. They put on a show now.
all right. Well, I guess that was his experience seeing Kiss.
They had some good guitar because that man had to hit it about 7 or 8 times to break it.
My name is Lacey, but I'm going to Nashville and having a party.
Really?
Yeah,
Where's the party going to be at?
Nashville.
Okay, in Nashville. All right, that sounds pretty good.
And I am the one that's going to be going
Really? You and me have been working on something together. What are you learning?
to DJ.
Yeah? Are you having fun with that? Are you learning how to do it?
Yeah, and I'm doing boop, 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 boop,
Boo 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 boo. What's your DJ name?
Loopy Lacey.
That's pretty good. So yeah, when you come to my house over Christmas break, I'm going to teach you a few things so you can play for me and our friends.
Yes, but I have one more question.
What's your question?
My question is, what do you want to do before Christmas?
What do I want to do?
Yeah.
Well, I want to teach you how to DJ using the computer program and the board that goes with it. I want to take you shopping. You want to go Christmas shopping?
Yeah, and I'm gonna go to the toy store.
Yeah, I'll take you to the toy store. I know a Lego store in Nashville at the mall we can go to. It's really cool. Do you want to go see the Christmas lights at Opryland? That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. Lacey, tell me some of your favorite bands.
Tame Impala,
Aw.
Glass Animals,
Really? Those are your...
Railbird.
Wait, what was the EDM thing that you saw when I took you to Kentucky that you liked a lot?
Yeah, that's when I went to.
You started a
told me to
rave,
dance
yeah.
With them.
I think it was Troy Boy, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I think it was.
I don't know.
I have a video of you headbanging at that. Do you remember doing that?
Oh yeah, let me see.
Did somebody teach you to do that, or did you just think that's what you should do?
Let me.
Somebody who told you that?
Paisley.
Paisley taught you that?
Yes.
Who's Paisley?
My cousin.
So your cousin taught you to headbang at EDM shows?
Yeah, and guess what?
What?
She's mean.
What? Why?
Well, because she wouldn't let Waylon on the swing, she pushed her. She pushed him.
Oh, well, that was rude. Waylon is here also. Say hello.
Hey.
Hey. What's some of your favorite music? Okay. He's a little
he just said
shy.
bleh because he don't know what it is, but it's probably Paw Patrol music.
Paw Patrol.
Batman.
Yeah. Racy, how old are you?
Fish!
Yeah, he's still learning what he likes. That's okay. You'll get there too. We'll take you to some good shows too, once you decide what you like. Excuse you. Pardon you. All right, tell everybody bye, Lacey.
Bye!
Tell
I'll
me-
talk to you again. Radiate positivity.
Yes. Okay. Bye, Lacey.
Bye, Lisa!
Wow. We're back.
Wow. Wait, you made some joke. You put it like a note on the Starbucks thing where you share notes. It was just like, wow, in the Owen Wilson voice.
Yeah.
That was
It
clever.
was a little guy with a big nose.
Wow. Okay, anyways. So, guys, this is going to be something fun in the second half of the episode where we want you to share this with your friends who haven't been to Bonnaroo, who are kind of on the fence about going with you this coming year. So we wanted to give some advice from us and some other Bonnaroovians that shared some stuff with us on Twitter today about like, hey, this is what you need to know if you're thinking about going, right, Sharla?
Yes, I'm sorry I was crinkling a bag.
Yeah, we're still cooking dinner together. So, Sharla, I understand that you had something that you wanted to say before we really
Yes,
get into
I
this.
gotta get this out.
Yeah,
Brooklyn's stirring a drink, so.
Sorry.
that's fine. We told them to deal with this episode.
We did. Okay, so number one, I really hope that you enjoyed my dad being on this episode.
He's
And I
funny.
wanted to thank my
Roger.
dad because he doesn't talk much. So I asked him to be on the episode last Thanksgiving, and I could not get more than 2 words out of him.
He finally did this time.
So he did this time, and I really want to thank my dad, and I appreciate my dad because he's been stepping up a lot lately.
Oh, yes.
So I just really appreciate my dad.
Roger.
Roger!
Roger.
Raj.
He's been a king lately. Yeah, that's what
King,
Brooklyn
yeah.
said. Yeah. So you got something that you want to tell everybody?
Okay, yes. So this episode is really, what was the topic? How to,
Well, we want people to pass this on to their friends who are thinking about going to their first Bonnaroo. And this is something where we're going to be honest and open and transparent. It isn't for everybody. We want to tell them like what challenges await if you do want to go.
Okay, so that's what I was going to say. So number one rule of this, Bonnaroo.
What is it, Brooke?
Oh, I just wanted to say it's hot as fuck.
Yeah, well, we're cooking, yeah.
Okay, so
You mean Bonnaroo is hot? Yeah. Continue, Sharla. I
okay,
apologize.
number one rule of this, Bonnaroo is not for everyone. So you always go and you get super, super, super excited, and you go back and you want to invite your best friend from back home that you haven't seen in 15 years. You think about everybody who you think would just get the biggest kick out of Bonnaroo. You want to invite your mom. You want to invite your dad.
Brooklyn, I do want to invite your mom.
You want to invite your uncle. You want to invite your third cousin first removed. You're thinking about everybody on your list that would just get the biggest kick out of Bonnaroo. But the truth is, Bonnaroo is not for everybody. You have to really, 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 truly think about this person. I mean, I know not just one, not just two, not just three, not just four. I know multiple people who have gone and said, this will be my only year. I will not go back. They did not enjoy it. So think about it before you go off and invite everybody you've ever been. Everybody you have ever known. Bonnaroo is definitely not for everybody. So that's my absolute rant.
Now that Sharla put it that way, we wanted to use this as an opportunity to tell your friends, like, hey, this is what to expect. There is the rose-colored glasses view of Bonnaroo that all of us that go every year know of.
Exactly. The rose-colored
But
glasses.
it will be different for someone who has never been, who it could be a challenge to. So we're going to go through a couple of things just to let them know. So, Sharla, you touched on this already. Let's start with the weather. This year was brutal for a lot of people.
Okay, so the weather. This year was absolutely not the normal. This year, I've been going since 2013. This year was the hottest I've seen. It is not the normal for it to be 100 degrees every day at Bonnaroo.
Usually
That's
early
not
June.
the record.
Usually early June is like high 80s,
I mean,
give or
at least
take.
usually feels really good at night.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
The lowest I've seen it was, I think 1 year, it was like low 70s every day.
Wait, 1 year, Brooklyn, you were there because we were walking down Shakedown Street and people were buying coats.
My
because
first year, because I had to go to the vendors And
You bought
they were
Coke.
selling those Bonnaroovians. You'll know what I'm talking about. They were selling the flannels with like the old quilts sewn on the back, and that's where I got my Star Wars flannel that I wear to work every day.
That's cool.
And everybody always asks me where I get it. I'm like,
You got
sorry guys,
Bonnaroo.
you got to go to Bonnaroo to get this shit.
Shakedown
But
Street.
yeah, no, this year, it was like, while it was like balls hot during the day, I remember that last night after Stevie Nicks played, I was running through the campgrounds in my cow onesie because I was just cold.
Well, I remember when we went to go see Luke Daddy, Mark Riboulet, I had to like drape the kind of flag that I was using as a tapestry around me because it was a little cool. He was out there half naked in just his little booty shorts, but I was cold, man. So it can be both. It
gets cold at night. It can get cold at night. And, I say cold in comparison. We are from the South. So if you're from up north, you might be like...
The humid is what'll get you if you're not used to it. Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoy it if I have a onesie on.
But,
yeah.
I'm just saying, 2022 was not the norm for the weather.
Yeah.
I mean, I have seen it, like I said, down in the 70s every single day.
It was literally the record high.
Right, exactly. Now, that being said, you don't know about the weather at Bonnaroo. So, plan anywhere from 70s
to 108.
To 108.
I mean, in theory, yeah.
That's what it felt like.
Okay, so going into the next part. So this is tough. Like if you haven't done something like this, it can be tough. You're dealing with the heat. You're going to deal with walking a lot every day. Like I think on average, I've seen pedometers be around 10,000 steps or even more.
Oh,
way more than
30,000.
that. 30,000
every day.
Well, it counts dancing in some cases. But
I don't dance that much. Dang.
well, what I was going to say is all this walking, all this heat, all the stuff that you're going to be doing in terms of like putting stuff together. Can you handle that for almost a week now? So let's say you get there Wednesday because you're going to come to our party, of course.
Yeah, well,
So
yeah.
you're going to be doing Wednesday night,
If you're
Thursday night,
Tuesday.
Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. That's at least 5 days, 5 nights.
All right, now Bonnaroo is 700 acres.
Well, yeah.
The farm is 700 acres. Now, you're not going to be covering those whole 700 acres, but you're going to be walking from your campsite, which could be in the boons back there, to Centeroo.
The boots?
Which is, I don't know, you're going to be covering some mileage there.
Yeah. So can you handle that? That's something to consider. If you do a lot of walking, you do a lot of running, you're good. If you know that you are not in the best shape, then that's something to consider as we get closer.
So I'm not in the best shape. Daniel runs 7 miles a day. Even though he runs 7 miles a day, he still gets out and walks daily a month leading up to Bonnaroo just to make sure he can handle it. I mean, it's something you have to prepare for. I mean, I'm not trying to scare you, but... And I start walking like 3 months in advance, like walking like miles and miles daily just to get my stamina up.
Yeah.
Maybe not miles, but I walk like a good like mile and a half a day to get my stamina up. And I start doing it, about 3 months in advance in the humid, hot weather. So I'll be prepared.
Oh yeah, that's something important to remember
I
too.
do it outside.
If you're doing it now when it's cold, that's a lot different than doing it when it's hot and humid. All right, something else. And Charlotte's fixing dinner over here. That's why you're hearing this. I thought this would be all homey. I love this. Plus, we're not entirely sober. I'm enjoying that too. How are you over there, Brooklyn?
I'm great.
She's talking to Earl. How is Earl? Yes, tell him we are recording the Robots podcast. Get him on here. Get him to say something. That's funny.
He's going to bed.
Oh, good night, Earl. Goodbye, Earl.
Wait, I hope he's not going to bed. I just realized it's 7 o'clock.
Are you trying to go to bed? All right, so something else I want to discuss. If you have been passed this from a friend, it's probable that you're going to have a group, like a crew, that you're going to be with at Bonnaroo.
Right.
But there may be some people who are listening to this who are considering going solo. I think there are things worth considering if you're doing it by yourself as opposed to doing it with a group. If you're doing it solo, you're going to have to bring all of your own food, all of your own supplies. You're going to be setting it up. You're going to be breaking it down. You will probably have help from a neighbor. Bonnaroovians are fantastic about that. They are more than happy to help a neighbor out, to show them love. But still, you're going to be doing a lot of work yourself. That's something to consider. You got any thoughts on that, Charlotte?
I mean, basically just what you said. Rely on your neighbors. Absolutely rely on your neighbors.
Yeah. One tip I do have, and this is like a for your consideration type episode, not a tip episode. We'll do one of those as we get closer. But one tip I do have is when you get there, hand your neighbors a beer. or a little gift just to make friends with them, because you're going to be helping one another out throughout the long weekend, right?
When I said rely on your neighbors, I didn't mean rely on them for everything. Obviously, be
Just
self-sufficient, but make
rely on
friends.
them as friends.
I should say make friends with your neighbors is
Yeah.
a better way of putting it.
Give ways that they can rely on you too.
Right.
Exactly. Make it known that you're happy to help them
Make
out.
a banana cheesecake. I promise you, it got us a bus.
It did. That's a long story. Another thing, be prepared to cut yourself out from the outside world. It's very possible you're not going to get cell signal, and even if you do, I highly suggest that you just put your damn phone away and be present at Bonnaroo. Cut the outside world out.
Okay, so one question. I know I say it every single episode, but yes, I'm a moderator on Reddit. So one question that I see. Shut up. One question I see. I mean, it comes up probably about 4 or 5 times a week. Should I camp at Bonnaroo or should I get a hotel? Y'all, what's the answer?
For the love of God, please don't get a hotel. Please come party with us.
You're going to
Yeah.
spend so much more money on doing a hotel, and then it's going to take up so much time carpooling back and forth, and it's idiocy.
Like, I don't know how to tell y'all this. You're gonna miss
Disrespect.
half of Bonnaroo.
Yeah, I know
You're gonna
it's-
miss half of Bonnaroo if
The
you camp.
disrespect.
I know it's very tempting if you've never been. Like, you want to have a comfy bed,
Or,
a
I'm
nice
sorry, if
shower.
you get a hotel, you're gonna miss
Yeah,
half of
well,
Bonnaroo.
yeah. It's very tempting. Don't do it. The half of the reason to go is for the insane, amazing party. Everything that happens in the campgrounds is the best party on planet
So,
Earth.
Bonnaroo runs, it's not like Coachella where it shuts down at night. It's not like Lollapalooza where it shuts down at night. It literally runs 24/7. It is a 24/7 party. Like, there's sets that go, literally, they're called late night sets that start at like 3, 4 in the morning.
So any ungodly hour.
Any ungodly hour that you can think of. I mean,
Brooklin can
there's,
tell you all about it.
you know, campground sets out there, you know, campground DJs that are starting at 5, 6 a.m. I mean, it runs around the clock.
Well, Lane 8 went to Sunrise. They're bringing that kind of stuff back.
You can get, you know, there's Bonnaroo sales, or they used to. I don't know. I don't look into this kind of thing. But Bonnaroo sells hotel shuttle packages where you can get a shuttle to a hotel, like a hotel in Nashville or whatever. But if you do that, you have to leave when the shuttle leaves. So if you miss that shuttle, you're SOL. You can't just call up the shuttle and get on the shuttle then. I mean,
I never thought about that.
Yeah, you'd be absolutely SOL. You have to leave when it leaves. So if it leaves at 1 a.m., guess what? You're
stuck.
You're gonna miss half of the sets. Every set that starts after that. And guess what? If Chris starts after that, goodbye.
Yeah,
You've missed it
So-
because you chose to stay in a hotel. But something else that I want to point out about staying in a hotel, it's not just that you'll miss things. When you leave Bonnaroo, you take yourself out of the experience and you go back to the real world. So this is the huge part of Bonnaroo for me is when I step inside Bonnaroo, when I step inside those gates on Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, I don't leave until Monday. I do not step foot off that farm until Monday. I bring in everything that I need and I don't leave because I work a corporate job. I don't know about y'all, but I work a corporate job. I sit in an office every day. I literally sit there and stare at a computer screen. So when I step foot on that farm, I am taking myself out of reality. I am taking myself out of the real world. I don't want to have any responsibilities. I don't want to think about anybody. I don't want to know if somebody died. I don't want to know anything about the real world. Do not text me. Do not call me. Nothing.
Charlie's on a rant, and I'm here for it.
Nothing. So if you stay in a hotel, you're going back to that real world. I can't even with that. No.
I can't even with that.
The
Yeah.
disrespect.
It really is, and like, Charlotte is really on a rant about that, and I support it full
Well,
send.
no, I'm not ranting.
Because,
You got a medical problem or something.
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Clearly.
well, I support it full
I'm
send
just saying. I'm
because
just trying to get the people. You know?
we want you there for the party. If you stay in a hotel, if you're not there for the full send 100% experience, you're not going to be there for the party. We want you there. We want to have a good time with you. I want you to have the best time of your life, and you're not necessarily going to be able to do that if you don't stay on site. Hey everybody, it's Daniel and Sharla. We are back 2 days later through the magic of editing. We needed to finish this, but Sharla has been crazy busy the past 2 days. What's been going on for you?
Well, this is the first day that I've eaten real food in 2 days. I have
Yeah.
been surviving on cheese and chocolate.
That doesn't sound like the best idea.
No, it's finals week at college, and I am not even a student. So that's how it's been going.
How are your students doing?
Oh, they're doing great.
Yeah?
They're fantastic.
So you helped with study night last night, right?
Yes, I got home around midnight.
Yeah, I gave up on her. I went to bed.
It was fine.
But everybody's doing well?
Oh, yes. They're doing great.
All right, so shout out to all of our listeners that are in college right now that are going through finals. I know it's a stressful time, but keep at it. If you're making great grades, we want to hear about it. So,
Oh, yes.
you know, if you got finals, you probably shouldn't even be listening to this.
Right.
You should pause this and come back and listen to us after you've made good grades. And
Maybe
everything.
they're using it for background noise.
Well, that's okay. I feel like it's a good time for finals. We got a lot going on with rumor season and all these other lineups coming out. We'll talk about that in a moment. But first, why don't you thank all of our Patreons?
Yes. Okay. I'm going to try to do the last names, but don't email me if I mess
Don't
up.
add her.
All right. Amanda Snyder, Nick Weglia, Maddie McCracken, Sean McCain, McFerg, Andrew Julian, John Howard, Captain Dan, Benjamin Wells, Ross McNamara, Kent Summers, Michael Roberts, Randy C., Joshua Wenzel, Madison Hudsico, Scott Hurst, Greg B., Eric Abel, Beyond the Hypnotic,
That's Jace.
Evan Brown, Jay Sanders, Chloe Hannon, and Sean McCarthy.
Hey, that was great. So you know the deal these days. It is at patreon.com/Rubus. 80% of everything that we're going to collect is going to go to the Bonnaroo Works Fund, a wonderful charity arm of Bonnaroo. And the remaining 20%, we're going to let our Patreons decide how to blow it at the Rubus party that we're going to hold on Wednesday. In fact, Patreons, you should check your Patreon inbox. We asked something of you. You'll see what that's about. And also, a heads up for you guys, I think we're going to organize a fun call sometime over the Christmas break where we can just kick things off and start brainstorming what we want to do to blow that 20% at the upcoming party. Sound good to you, Charlotte?
Yes.
We got a lot of things coming up. We're going to hold the first call for our group camp sometime over the Christmas break as well.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, we've got a list of the small volunteer positions that we think that we're going to need. You know, we've told you about this before. I think we mentioned it elsewhere in the episode. We're kind of basing this off of what we were inspired by at Burning Man, right?
Yes, just kind of how groups come together at Burning Man,
Yeah.
and everyone participates, and everyone's kind of active in the camp.
Yeah.
and just things like that.
If everyone has a very small job, no one has a big job.
Right.
Exactly. Charlotte. So again, thank you to our Patreons, patreon.com/Rubus. While we are taking this break before we go back to 2 days prior, there was a couple of things that came out in those 2 days.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, a couple of different lineups.
Yeah.
So I thought we could look at that real quick and see what it might mean for Rue. So let's look at the Railbird one first, because that's some of the same people that put on Bonnaroo.
Right.
Some of the former AC Entertainment people. This is one that happens up in Lexington, Kentucky. I should be able to say the name of that town. Shout out to our Kentucky friends. We've got quite a few. This is at the horse track over there, right? Mm-hmm. They've had this for, I want to say, 5 years. It sounds like a cool little, localized boutique festival. Not a huge lineup. It's not like an all-encompassing lineup. It's very specific. So, do you want to tell us who are the headliners? I feel like it's two guys that you're familiar with.
Yeah, I know these two guys very, very well. So, headlining Saturday, my man, Zach Bryan.
You have a conspiracy theory about this, right?
No, it's not a conspiracy. And headlining Sunday is Tyler Childers.
Yeah. I think there's a fair chance both of those guys could be at Rue.
Yes, I completely agree.
So we already saw the tour dates for Tyler Childers. He seems very likely.
I think Tyler Childers seems like a lock for Rue, honestly.
But you have been talking about on Twitter that you suspect that Zach Bryan is going to be there too.
I do suspect that Zach Bryan will be back at Rue this year.
2 years in a row.
I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I have mentioned it on Twitter a couple of times. It's very, very rare, for Rue to book an artist back to back, but it has been done before. Tove Lo and Dua Lipa. You know, both of those artists played back to back.
Well, in both of those cases, those ladies kind of blew up in the year between different Rue sets. And I feel Zach Bryan probably has too, right?
Bingo.
Yep.
All right, Zach Bryan, very few people knew who he was last year. Since last year, he has had a significant glow up. He's been nominated for a Grammy. Someone, I think it was Josh Rue or someone, said he has released approximately 293 songs.
Yeah.
which is pretty much true.
I was very impressed when we went to see him in Chattanooga at that show over. What is the name of the festival? My mind is blanking.
Moon River.
Moon River. I don't know. I should have known that because Barry talks about it all the time. But anyways, I got Sharla up close at that show. The crowd was massive. Massive. There were people hanging off of the bridge to come see him. He kind of acknowledged them, remember?
Something in the Orange, his biggest song.
Yeah.
Rolling Stone just listed it as the number 21 top song of the year or something of 2022.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I could definitely see Bonnaroo bringing him back. But another reason I'm saying that is he has already booked for multiple festivals next summer, except he has a gap for Bonnaroo. This is the only festival. I haven't looked in a minute, don't get me wrong, but so far this is the only festival I've seen him booked for June. And he's already booked as a headliner for some festivals for next summer.
And Railbird is the weekend before Bonnaroo.
Exactly.
So seems to make sense. There's a couple of other names on there that I think is very possible that we would have at Rue. I would be willing to bet a slice or two of spicy pie that we will get Marcus Mumford.
Oh, yeah.
From Mumford and Sons. Also, Flip Turn is going to be there. I'm so happy to see them on many different things.
Now, if we get Zach Bryan, we will. There's another name on there that we'll get. If you follow Zach Bryan, you'll know. We will also guaranteed we'll get Charles Wesley Godwin.
I don't know him. I need to look that up.
He tours with Zach Bryan.
Ooh, maybe also Molly Tuttle. She hangs out with Old Crow. I'd love to see her over there. All right. Do you want to go to Hangout or do you have anything else on Railbird?
Yeah. So a lot of people were mentioning Weezer on there. What do you think about that, Daniel?
Weezer has not been to Bonnaroo in many, many years. I think that seems logical. I don't know if I would bet the 2 pieces of spicy pie, but maybe 1 piece of spicy pie. So I could very, very much see that happening. All right, let's go to Hangout.
Okay.
I want to mention that Flip Turn is on that one as well. I'm so happy that they're literally everywhere next year.
That's awesome.
Okay, can I tell you the one thing that jumps out to me about the Hangout lineup?
Yeah.
Everybody keeps talking about Paramore. Is Paramore a headliner? Well, they're a headliner at Hangout, but they're number 4 at Hangout. The 3 in front of them are Chili Peppers, SZA, and Calvin Harris. So maybe Paramore isn't a top headliner at Bonnaroo? They seem to not be a top at Hangout. This seems to imply that they will be second on their day at Hangout. What do you think?
How long is Hangout? It doesn't it?
Hangout
It just goes Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah. Well, we went one time. They do have a Thursday at Hangout, but that's kind of like a preview day where they don't have like any giant headliners, unless something's changed since me and you went like 5 or 6 years ago.
They're still on the top line, though.
They're on the top line, but they're 4th. So at Hangout, you still have the top of each day. So I think Paramore would open for whoever is the top of that day, since they're listed 4th.
Right.
So I don't know, just a little food for thought. I mean, everybody knows it seems very, very likely they're going to be at Bonnaroo, but there's been that argument, are they top on their day? Well, Hangout doesn't think so, which is interesting.
I don't know if the way this is written out. I don't know if I know what everyone is saying, and I would agree. Like Chili Peppers of those would obviously be number 1.
Well,
but the way that this is written out, it just,
well,
I don't know.
Something I found interesting is the other 2 sections of people playing. It says it's alphabetical by grouping.
Oh.
The top isn't alphabetical.
Oh, okay.
So when you see the smaller names,
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, they're alphabetical because there's a lot of political drama about who gets billed over who. Like a lot of festivals have just gone to doing it alphabetically to avoid all of that. But anyway, other names that hang out that I found interesting is Skrillex. I feel like there's a good chance he would be at Rue.
I've seen that a lot.
That would be fun. And Lil Nas X, I feel like there's a small but fair chance he could be at Root.
That'd be so fun.
That would be amazing.
That'd be so much fun.
I hope all the dancers come and everything.
That'd be so much fun.
That's a whole stage production and everything. Another name that I'll give a shout out for on behalf of Brooklyn and many others is Rainbow Kitten Surprise. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people would love to have them back, and I think they're very much due.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Any other names come out to you that you'd like to see? I'd love to see Thundercat.
Yeah. So there's a name that pops out to me.
Who?
Russ.
Oh, Russ is playing?
Yeah.
Russ with the bus? He's playing?
Actually, I don't know who that is.
No, we don't. But we texted Russ about that today, and he's like, I'll play Wonderwall.
He texted us about it, and he's like, finally, I'm on the Hangout lineup.
We'll see. I don't know. But we should be finding out more soon. So for those that don't know, Railbird, the first one that we talked about, again, that's the same people that do Bonnaroo. But Hangout is not the same people that do Bonnaroo. So there could be overlap, but there may not be the same type of overlap because it's not the same company booking them. Hangout, I believe, is the same company that does Coachella, right?
I think so, yes.
Because, I mean, let's be honest. Hangout, the target demographic for them, it's basically Coachella at the beach.
Right.
And I will say, I had a good time when we went back in 2016. I'm not in a rush to go back, though. But the main reason is it's expensive.
I did not have a good time.
Well,
I did not have a bad time. No, let me take that back.
Yeah.
I did not have a bad time. I just wouldn't go back.
I would go back. So I'm not in a rush for me and you to go back because I know you weren't a big fan. Even though we love Gulf Shores, that's kind of like our hometown beach. But it is there's a lot of fraternities and sorority parties happening at that.
It was a frat party.
Yeah.
In my honest opinion.
And I don't necessarily mean that negative. I just mean that kind of that culture is there, and it's not the most positive.
To me, if I go to the beach, I'm sitting on the beach and I'm doing nothing and not moving.
I understand, but I like the party.
And Hangout was, you had to tromp back and forth in the sand all day long.
Yeah, I know.
Tromp.
If I had a good group of friends that were going and we're all like, hey, we're going to split a condo so it's cheap for everybody, I'd probably be in. But I'm not in a rush to go, just me and you.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see something like that. That'd be fun.
That would be fun. Sharla, how about we time travel and go back 2 days and go back to our kitchen conversation with Brooklyn?
Okay, that sounds good.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
All right, thank you, everybody. Please use that and send it along to your friends. I know we sound a little loud tonight. We're putting dinner together and we've had a drink or two. So thank you. We're going to move on to our weekly picks. Sharla, would you like to go first or should I?
You should go first.
I should go first. So something that has come back recently that I'm really into is the show on Netflix, Down to Earth with Zac Efron. And you may hear that at first and be like, what, really? But I'm like, yes, really. I feel like me and Zac Efron would get along and be good buddies because his show that's back for season 2 is incredible because it's kind of about adventure travel, it's about sustainability, it's about intertwining yourself with other cultures that you're not familiar with. A lot of stuff that I'm totally into. Season 2 came back on a while back, and I watched the first episode over at Brooke's apartment the other day, and he was doing this deal where he was going hiking through Australia and climbing down a waterfall, and they were taking electric vehicles, and I'm like, yes, I'm all about that. It reminded me of something that we have coming up. We'll talk about it another day. But I love that show. It's great to watch if you're into that kind of thing. Check it out, even if you're like, wait, what? Zac Efron, really? Yes, for real. Go check that out. I would totally recommend it. Sharla, this is weird, but I have a recommendation for you.
Yes.
And by the way, other people that are listening to this as well. When I went running today, I listened to This American Life, the NPR show. Mm-hmm. And there was this amazing segment about a guy that was on Jeopardy. And he was a very non-traditional Jeopardy contestant.
Who, Ken Jennings?
No, not him. It was a very non-Ken Jennings type. That's all I'm going to say about it. I'm going to send you a link to the episode, and I'll put it on...
The blind guy?
No. I just want you to listen to this. I'll put a link on my Twitter or the Rebus Twitter. I want you to listen to it. I want other people to listen to it. It was really, really cool. Check it out. All right, Charles, you're up.
Okay, that was something I was watching, but I cannot remember it. So, really, to be honest, I've been on my 600-pound life kick. And I've been going through season 10, so...
Damn.
Yeah, so the best one
There's
of
been 10
season 10,
seasons?
if you really really, really, really want to see a train wreck, you got to watch Dolly from season 10.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so Dolly left the stability of her mom, who wore these train conductor outfits. Wore these very fun train conductor outfits. That's what everybody on Reddit said. Not my words, Reddit's words. And Dolly left that stability and went and moved into a trap house. Yeah.
Word.
And got kicked out of the trap house after a day.
No.
With a homeless, her mom said, with a homeless individual. And in the end, Dolly didn't lose any weight. Well, she lost like 40 pounds, but that was
You
in
need to
10
lose
months.
50
But,
pounds in a
yeah.
month.
It was a whole fiasco. So just go watch Dolly from season 10. But
Wow.
the show is pretty exploitive.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
You got anything else, Sharla?
No, I just, sometimes I get weary and watch trash.
There's nothing wrong with that.
We like that.
Yeah.
Charlotte, anytime you want to watch trash, let's watch trash.
Okay.
I mean, I miss that, like, our show has ended. Our trash show.
What trash show?
Oh, Shamey's?
Yeah, Shane.
Oh, that's a trash show.
We're gonna have to, like, just start it over again.
Yeah.
Mom, I'm eating junk and watching rubbish.
Fine.
All right,
I
Brooke.
feel like it was a movie or something we watched recently. That
What did
was
we see?
good.
We'll let Brooke tell us about what she's been watching, and
Yeah.
maybe it'll come to mind. She has a good one. She got us to watch episode 1 the other day.
All right, so it's super trendy. Wednesday. It has no business being as good as it is, but it makes sense because, as I have recently learned, the Addams Family is a fucking mood. I watched the first 6 episodes of Wednesday, and then I was like, you know what? I need to watch the actual movie.
Think of how many goths it created back in the day.
So, I watched the original movie, and I really like how Christina Ricci, the original Wednesday, is actually cast in the show.
And what is she? She's like the dorm mom?
Yeah, she's the carnivorous plant teacher.
Oh, okay.
But, no, it's super interesting. I'm only on, like, episode 7. I'm close to the end, but it's so good. I've been taking my time. I've been taking my time with it, mostly because I'm busy working nights and stuff.
Have you gotten to the
But-
dance episode that's all
Yes.
over TikTok? Okay.
Yes,
yeah.
and it is so good. I got chills.
Okay.
I love it. It's such a good show, and I highly recommend it. It is rated number 1. I saw that it was rated number 1 on Netflix this week. I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit. Okay. And my second one is, of course, the Backseat Lovers' new album. They just performed on
so
Stephen
good.
Colbert.
It's
I am
so good.
so happy for them. More specifically, the song Snowbank Blues. I've already learned it on ukulele.
Really?
It is incredible, and, we're all feeling that weary side of the season changing, that seasonal depression, and it's just a sad song about missing someone, and it hits the mark, and it's so damn good.
Can I say something
Yeah.
about the Backseat Lovers? Their previous album was already very good, but still, I have rarely ever heard a band just take up their level so dramatically,
Like,
from one album to the next. They
have never put out a bad song. In my opinion.
The whole album, it's just like, they just kicked it up like multiple notches.
It's so good, and they are blowing up. Like I said, they were performing on Stephen Colbert.
Yeah. I saw Goose was on Colbert too.
Like, that's insane.
Colbert's getting good musical guests. He had Goose on, he's had some other good ones.
Like, just from the point where we saw them at Okeechobee last year, we were on the rail.
Yeah.
Like, I was crying. And then, the crowd that we saw that they had at Okeechobee was nothing compared to the crowd that they had at Bonnaroo.
Oh, yeah.
And, people got an act before just to camp out at the rail, just to get close.
You got
to
there
the
just in
backstage.
time.
Yeah, I didn't. I was, in the middle. I was sitting there with Bonnaroo, and
Yeah.
Anna and Grant. We were in the middle, and you know what? It's fine. I need to be back here so I can dance and be emotional.
Do you want to also tell us about the thing that we all watched about 3 weeks ago?
Okay, so Sharla's recommendation.
Another one.
She recommended that we watch Don't Worry, Darling. Sharla, tell us about that.
Okay, so there was a lot of controversy around that movie because of the Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles thing. But I'm going to be honest, that was a straight up good movie.
So good.
I don't know how it got so low on Rotten Tomatoes. Maybe it was just because of the controversy. But the actual movie itself, I really, really liked it. think we all enjoyed it.
I don't want to give any spoilers, but it was different than I expected.
Right. There's no way to talk about it, without giving spoilers. But it was a really good movie. Let's just say that.
Put it that. Yeah, it's on HBO Max if you got that and haven't seen it yet. I really enjoyed it. Okay. I think that's it for this week. Do we have anything else? Or is it time for dinner?
Feminine rage.
There was. I support it. I stand by it. Anything else, Charlotte?
No, that's it.
That's it for this week. So I hope we were coherent in this as we were putting dinner together and having an eggnog.
If you need some supplies for Bonnaroo, go to our link. We have an Amazon storefront, so check that out.
Yeah,
So put in a plug for that because I spent all day working on it.
We don't ever want to make money on this, but like that just puts diesel in the tank of the brew bus for when we go to Bonnaroo. Yeah. And yes, thank you to our Patreons. We will have edited that in, Brooklyn. Thank you for reminding me.
Making sure.
She reminded me. Yes, me and Sharla are going to edit that in probably tomorrow. Thank you. Yes, yeah. But thank you to our Patreons. And just to remind you, you can find it at patreon.com/Rubus. 80% goes to the Bonnaroo Works Fund. The remaining 20% will fund something crazy at the Rubus party on Wednesday. And by the way, I got some homework for everybody. The lineup is going to be out in around a month, give or take. When it does, look at some of the smaller font bands and see who you think would be good to play the Wednesday Rubus party. We have someone in mind that we want. I don't know if they're going to be at Bonnaroo.
Who, Cherub?
Thanks, Charles. I was going to just be mysterious about that, but yes. Jason told me he owes us a favor, so I'm going to give him a text if Cherub's on the lineup. So, but nothing's set in stone. So when the lineup comes out, just be thinking, who would be good to play our party? Jason. We'll be asking around. Yeah, I know. I'm not going to lie. We're going to get Cherub if they're there. That's the plan.
Hopefully he comes through.
We'll see. All right, guys. Are y'all ready to eat dinner?
Yeah.
Thank you for putting up with our foolishness this week. This was a little bit of a different episode because we want to try something different. I apologize that the audio quality wasn't the best and that our quality wasn't the best.
It was me screaming into the microphone for 40 minutes.
I'm okay with that.
And then me having a nervous breakdown and running away. So.
No. All right, it's time for dinner, and Brooklyn's picking a movie tonight. So we will see you guys soon. I want to take a second. I'm a little, tipsy on eggnog, but I want to talk about this. At the end of every episode, I say get out there and radiate positivity. I want to say something real quick. We're in weird times right now. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on. I'm not just saying that as a sign-off. I'm saying that as I want you to get out there and pass kindness along, love and positivity along. There's some nutty stuff going on, and we have this community that we can fall back on and rely on as a place for positivity. So do something cool for another person. Do something cool for another Ruvian this week. It's Christmas time. It's time to really radiate some positivity right now. It's a crazy world. Make it better. Go do something cool for someone. So, what's that, Brooke?
I was just going to say Hail Krampus.
Hail Krampus. Okay. All right, it's time for dinner. We'll see you guys next week. Get out there and radiate positivity.
Bye-bye.
Bye.